Hello you guys, welcome back to the SuperMarvelSpider-Man video, back with another video. Today's video is going to be something else. Today we're going to be talking about Koenigsegg. That's right, we're going to be talking about Koenigsegg, and the new Koenigsegg is the Sadair Spear. The Sadair Spear. The Sadair Spear. The Sadair Spear. I don't know if I'm saying that. The Sadair Spear. It's named after a racehorse. The Sadair Spear. The Sadair Spear. Okay, the Sadair Spear. Don't know if I'm saying it right, but the Sadair Spear. Anyways, before we talk about the Sadair Spear, we're gonna look back. I'm gonna look back at Koenigsegg, some history. We're gonna look at that. The history of Koenigsegg was started in 1994 when Christian Koenigsegg decided it was time for him to create the perfect sports car. This is Christian's dream, born after he watched the Norwegian puppet show back when he was 5 years old. He said to his father, Jesco saying he wants to build his own car. And then Jesco say, well, we'll see. At the age of 22, he stopped running his trading company and focused on his new Koenigsegg company. Back then, Christian was selling frozen chicken before his sports car. The success of his experience gave von Koenigsegg the necessary financial standing to launch his chosen career as a car manufacturer. Then we're going to look at in 1997, we're going to look at the model. The Koenigsegg CC prototype was shown at the Cannes Film Festival and amazed everyone with the design. It was something by a Swedish engineer. Koenigsegg was nearly about to buy Saab, the Swedish manufacturer that was nearly going to die. But the Koenigsegg CC prototype was somehow a combination with the McLaren F1 and the Ferrari F40. Then we're going to name every model that Koenigsegg made. It made the CC8S, the fastest car, back in 2002. Then after that we had the CCR, CCX, CCXR, and then we had the Agera. The Agera, the Jera, the 1-1, Jesco, Jamera, but now we have the Sadair Spear. But when Christian von Koenigsegg is making something from the kitchen, you need to know that whenever he's making things, it's always beautiful.
Again, thank you. Yes, it was a bit of an effort to get here, but very proud of the result.
I mean, this is a car. We're talking about the story, right? The Jesco, of course, being with your team back in Geneva when you presented it and seeing the look on your father's face. This is a continuation of that. Tell us a little bit about the story behind this car.
The story goes on, exactly. So we're now coming near the end of the Jesco production, and it has been a very well-received and beloved product range.
Back in 2019, at the Geneva Motor Show, Koenigsegg unveiled the Jesco. The hypercar was stunning and it was outrageous. Yes, Koenigsegg named it after his father, Jesco von Koenigsegg. But now, the Sadair Spear has something else. The Swedish brand was renowned for defining the limited of unlimited performance. Unveiled the Koenigsegg Sadair Spear, a track-ready but street-legal hypercar, named after honor of Christian von Koenigsegg's father, But this was named this was named after his father's last racehorse, the Sadair. The hypercar was combined with beautifully tracked, but being fully road legal.
And we felt there's a last hurrah in the story. And technology has moved on since we introduced the Jesko as a show car in 19 and as a production car delivery in 2023. There's still things happening every year. And for example, tire technology.
Ready?
So here we have now a slightly bigger tire with a higher load rating with a new compound. And actually, when we think about it deeply, we sort of, in the end, design the car to what the tire can do. How much downforce can the tire take? How much lateral grip? What's the heat rating? How much heat can you put into it? And suddenly there was this tire that had a higher rating for all of these things. More downforce allowed, and more energy can be put through the compound to the ground. And then we said, okay, knowing that, can we fit it on a sort of a Jesko platform and take it to the next level and make a last hurrah? And what should it be? And to us, it's very important that every model and special edition, and we only do limited editions, have meaning. It should not just be another one. It should have a meaning. So then we had the story of Jesko's last race
the
as
being
a
a
gentleman jockey in 1976, before he put his gear on the shelf and stopped doing that. And tying that into the end of the Jesko car era. And the horse's name that he rode on was Sadair's Spear. Kind of weird name, but a pretty funky and cool name, we thought. So to celebrate his last racing effort, we said, let's make the most track-focused, racing-inspired version of this platform we ever can, based on the new tire technology. So everything we've changed has to do with that.
It's amazing to hear. I love a story behind a car, even the livery, which we'll get to, the colorway and details. So should we take a little walk around? Start talking about design, aero, what's evolved, what's changed. You can see immediately the new dive planes.
Right.
Perhaps you can talk us through the extra downforce.
Absolutely. So what you don't see at first glance is what's going on underneath the car. The Jesko has strakes underneath the car, leading air from the front out to the sides. And we have a similarly sized front splitter, which is very, very big on both cars. But given that we now are allowed to have more downforce, we increase the length of those strakes, and we increase these dive planes massively. And the size of these dive planes is not only to create more downforce, because they create a different type of vortice that allows more air to enter into the intercooler areas. It's 30% more airflow going into the side radiators as a result. So more downforce, more cooling. Because when you have more grip, you can also put down more power. So increasing cooling and air intakes for the engine meant we could take out a bit more power from the same platform. So it's not a huge gain. We bumped it up 20-25 horsepower on both E10 and E85. You have those two choices. So 1300 on E10 and 1625 on E85. In the front here we have the exit for the engine coolant radiator, and that is increased in size, but it also has this kind of gurney flap shape here to extract even more air. Two benefits: more cooling for the added power and for the extended use on track, and more downforce. Taking air from here and sending up here gives downforce. This is an interesting little thing. It's a NACA duct, looking quite sporty, I guess. That was not maybe entirely needed for performance, but it adds performance in a strange way. So it offloads the workload of the HVAC. It's force feeding the HVAC with air, so you don't need to run the fan as hard, and you get more cooling with less AC, which gives more power and makes the driver feel better, so he can or she can drive faster with less energy consumed.
For sure. I was going to say, everything always has a reason, right? There's nothing is coincidental.
Right. We actually had to enlarge the wheel arch area here, so this lip here is a bit thinner to fit the taller tire and wider tire. It's gone from 265 to 275. That makes it also taller and wider. So we had to raise this area to actually fit the new wheel envelope movement, but also lifting this up a bit more also extracted more air. So more air extraction from the wheel area. You that are familiar with our older cars as well, you might remember the Agera R Vortex turbine-shaped wheels. Now we kind of celebrated those wheels here because they were meaningful. So we extract air from the brake disc and from underneath the car.